Warning for anyone considering getting Gel X nails.
Warning for anyone considering getting Gel X nails.
This video, as of filming this, has 19.1 million views, 1.7 million likes, 14,000 comments. This video is viral. It is by definition viral. And at first glance, it may seem like a helpful, informative video, but simple, helpful TikToks don't really get numbers like this. So how did this seemingly informative video do this? Well, the big warning text throughout most of the video definitely got people's interest piqued. It got them to click and it got them to stop scrolling. And the cycle grew and grew and grew and grew, and now we're here. But is anything in this video even true? Should we heed her warnings and never go near Gel X again? The short answer is no. Today we're going to break down this video, remove the fear and misinformation, and get right to the clickbaity truth of this viral video. And big surprise, I've got a lot to say, so this might be a long video, so you may want to pause here and get a snack. Let's jump in.
This is a warning for anyone considering getting Gel X nails or doing them at home.
Also side note, this video is going to be stopped like every millisecond because like I said, I have a lot to say. So first off, she just says this is a warning for anybody who gets Gel X or does Gel X at home. So just in general, people who do their nails at home are more likely to end up with an allergy, with contact dermatitis. The average DIYer has little to no knowledge of these products that they're using. They don't necessarily know how to properly use the products and how to spot unsafe products. I'm not saying every DIYer. That's how I started. Not every single one. I definitely know that there are folks out there who will put in the research, put in the time, and really learn everything. But with social media everywhere, making it look so easy to do this and telling you not to spend that money at the salon, that you can do it yourself. And because these products are so easily accessible through Amazon, so inexpensive, the chances of a reaction are greatly increased.
Basically, I was going to the nail salon to get my regular dip done.
In my personal opinion, if you want a better explanation on why I think it's a red flag, I have a whole video about red and green flags in the nail salon and dip powder. Oh, I go into it. So you can go ahead and check that video out if you're interested in it. Personally, I would love to know how the dip process at this salon works. Do they decant into a separate container? Do they just sprinkle over her finger? Are they dipping fingies into pots over and over and over again? I would love to know, because that would help me determine my thoughts on the salon and therefore my thoughts on this entire process that she went through. And if they did happen to dip her finger into the pot that they've dipped everybody else's finger into, I, personally would not go back to them, and I don't think anybody should. And if that's the case, that should have been her first red flag, to not get other services done there. So that's not on her. I don't necessarily think that consumers know how gross dip powder can be because it seems so quick and convenient. But I side eye any salon that sticks poopy fingers into poopy acrylic pots.
And when I got there, the owner of the salon was like, listen, I think you should try this new thing we're offering. It would be great for your nails. It's super easy, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, you know what? Okay, sure.
An owner, a nail tech, a service provider in general, it's not weird for them to offer you new services as they come up, because a lot of the times the average client, the average consumer may not know about these new services. So it's totally normal that a salon owner would bring that up. Also, do we even know for certain that it was actually Après Gel X? Or is the salon just calling all full cover gel tips Gel X? You know, like most nail TikTokers who actually don't know what they're talking about do, or how some salons call all gel polish shellac. Does she even know that there's a difference? She might not even know that there's a difference. I think we need to put a pin in this and come back to it, because I've got more to say, but she's got more to say first. Okay.
I'd seen Gel X on TikTok. I never heard anything negative about it, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. They seem to look great.
So she trusted the salon that she went to, and they offered her a new service, and the only, I guess, research that she did, the only knowledge she had about this new product was that she saw it on TikTok and did not hear anything negative about it. Really? Really? We have to use our critical thinking skills all the time. So you need to remember that most of the stuff you see online is based on an algorithm. Some algorithms are far better than others, but they're all based on math. The informative videos, the bad reviews, the allergy videos, they're out there. But if your algorithm doesn't think you'll like it or get any information from it, you don't see it. I also think it's really important to remember that a lot of the people that you're seeing online who are giving advice and giving tutorials aren't experts, are not professionals in this field. They are literally just repeating the things they learned online to you. And while a lot of the information, in fact, probably most of the information they are giving you is correct, there is always a chance that they are giving very incorrect information and you would never know. If you are ever in a situation similar to this, just use the information we have at our fingertips and literally Google it. Gel X reviews, Gel X reactions, is Gel X safe? Things like that. Just a quick Google search would have given you information, or whatever it may be. You can also tell them that you are interested in this service, but that you need more information. Ask them for the brands that they're using. Ask to see the actual products that they're using. Take a picture of it, do a little Google search, search the brand name. Do you recognize the brand name when they hold it up to you? Is it something you've seen regularly? And if you have seen it regularly, is it something you've seen on TikTok regularly? Or is it something you see professionals use regularly? Because those are two very different things. If it's something you see TikTokers use regularly, I would continue to question it because it might be, it's probably from Amazon. If it's something you see professionals using regularly, I would be less worried. Like, do you recognize the name? Is it OPI? That's a safe brand. I'm not going to be concerned about it being illegal, essentially. And I have mentioned this in that red and green flag video, but if they refuse to show you the brand names, refuse to show you the containers that they were sent in, walk out. Do not stay. Those are illegal products in those containers, 100%. If they will not show you the brand and they will not show you the containers they were shipped in, those are illegal. Get out of there as fast as you can.
So let me just say, during this whole process, I was feeling weird about certain things, and there were things that they were saying that didn't sit right with me. So I should have known better. I should have just not done it, but I chose not to listen to my gut and I did it instead. First off, he was like, I'm gonna give you a discount. This is really new. We want you to try. We want you to love it. Like, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, that's nice.
I would agree with her. Listen to your gut. If you are feeling sketchy, if you are side-eyeing this person, if something doesn't feel right, just leave. Listen to your gut. You might be wrong in the long run, but you're also safe in the long run. So again, I'm not putting that on her. A lot of people in this situation wouldn't listen to their gut and they would go into the appointment with possible illegal products. It's not unheard of to second guess yourself and then still go along with what this person is suggesting. Listen to your gut. So the first thing that she was concerned about was that he was really pushing this new service and he even offered her a discount. That is also not really a red flag to me. A lot of salons, a lot of individual nail techs, a lot of just service providers in general will offer a discount when they have a new product come in or they want to offer a new service. And most techs or salons would do like a one-time discount, like you get the discount this time, the next time you come back there's no discount. Or it would be like, for the month of September, this service is discounted, and then come October, it's regular price again. She doesn't go into much more detail on the discount, but I wouldn't say that that's really a red flag, especially for a new product. Now, if this was a product that they've had for a while and they've been trying to offer it to her every single time she goes in, like when she goes in to get her dip nails, if they were like, oh, we have this new service, we want you to try it, and she turns it down, and then 2 weeks later she turns it down again, and then 2 weeks later she turns it down again, and then they're like, oh, but we're going to give you a discount this time, that's when I would be kind of like, why didn't you offer me a discount the 4 times before that? Why are you trying to get this on me right now? Like, that's when I would start questioning things. But if this is the first time, not weird.
So I sit down to get them done, and the girl who's about to do them, she's like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, why not? She's like, well, I don't know.
Ooh, that's weird. Are you sure you want to do this? That's weird. Part of me is like, I like the idea of getting the consent directly from the client, because if the owner brought her over and said, oh, you're doing this service on her, I like the idea of the tech being like, oh, okay, so you want this service done, consent for me touching your body, essentially. What am I doing to your body? This is what you want. I like that, but I don't think that's what this was. Are you sure you want to get this done? That, to me, sounds like she's the tech is unsure of herself and doesn't really want to do this service, but doesn't want to come out and say, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't want to do this service. Let's keep watching.
I just, just want to make sure you're sure about this. And she's like explaining it, but she didn't seem so sure about it. She was like, I've like mastered it, but just beware that it's gonna be really painful. And that's when I should have said, okay, never mind.
Okay. Yes. So this obviously, it goes hand in hand with the last part. It really does feel like the tech is unprepared or undereducated in this service, and she really does not want to do this service. Or she doesn't want to get in trouble with her boss for denying to do this service, which is a whole other issue in nail salons in general that I'm not going to talk about right now. And it's going to be really painful. That's another weird thing to say. Telling her it's painful almost sounds like another tactic, like another layer on top of this to get the client to choose something else, so that the tech doesn't have to be the one to turn this service down, that the client chooses to not get it, and therefore the tech not getting in trouble or whatever. That's weird. And on that, I wonder if the tech actually has mastered it as she claims, because if she had mastered it, then she would know what the pain is that she's talking about, why it happens, and how to prevent it from happening, and what to do if it does happen. But she doesn't give any of that information. She just basically tries to scare the client out of getting this service done. So truthfully, I don't think the tech was properly trained at this or trained in this service at all. And because remember, the owner offered the service and then offered the discount, and the tech is trying to dissuade the client. Like, it's giving labor rights violation vibes or something. Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm not getting into that in this video, but that is an issue in the nail world. And that's the vibe I'm getting. This tech is undereducated for this service and doesn't want to get in trouble for not providing a service she's uncomfortable with. That's how I'm seeing this. Let's move on.
But I was like, what do you mean? She's like, it's just gonna burn really bad when I cure them. So if you're okay with that, we can do them. And I'm like, you know what? I can handle a little pain, no problem.
It's going to burn really bad when I cure them. So again, this tech is obviously trying to talk her out of this service. Clearly, if any service provider is only giving you the negative aspects of this service, they don't like it or they don't want to do it for whatever reason. And again, I feel like this is just more proof that the tech was not properly trained, and here's why. Anyone who has ever used a structure builder type gel, which is what is used to apply full cover gel tips, has experienced a heat spike of some kind. Some way worse than others, because it varies depending on the gel and the person. It's just an exothermic reaction where the molecules within the gel, as the UV light hits them, they start to cure, and as they start to cure, they begin to move really fast, and that movement creates energy, creates friction, and that creates heat. That's all that's happening when you're curing gel and you get that heat spike. It's just a reaction. There are ways to limit it, and a trained tech would be able to do that. And any person who has used a structure builder gel, but has also used that to apply full cover gel tips, knows that when you flash cure the tips, they do not get as hot. They do not heat spike as much. This is because the lamps that are used to flash cure the full cover gel tips are not as strong. And so they do not move as fast and create as much heat. And because you're only flash curing, it's not in the lamp enough to pick up speed enough to get to that heat level. So less powerful and not in there as long means little to no heat spike. Again, this is depending on the person and the kind of gel, but I'm speaking from personal experience as a nail tech who does full cover gel tips and gel overlays. The gel overlays will always heat spike way more than the tips, always. And a tech who has mastered this service as they claim would be able to confidently explain the reason for the heat spike and be able to avoid it or at least minimize it. I don't think they would use it as a reason to not do the service. The math on this is just not mathing for me. There is a story in there we're not getting. And I feel like that about this entire video. BT dubs. Just a reminder, we don't actually know what went down at the nail salon. We don't know how true this interaction is. We don't know what the owner actually said. I'm just taking her word for this, that the interaction at the nail salon is accurate.
I don't know, again, this is so stupid of me, but I figure if I'm in a nail salon, they're doing it, they know what they're doing, whatever. So
again, she kind of mentions that she feels stupid for not listening to her gut. That's, again, very, very common. But she does say that she felt that because she was in a professional environment with professional nail techs, she felt safe. And that, again, is incredibly valid. You think when you're in a professional environment around professionals in this industry who are taking your money for this service, that there is a level of expertise. However, unfortunately, there are no real regulations when it comes to the nail industry, specifically working on clients. There are a lot of regulations when it comes to the product themselves, but when it comes to working on clients, there are little to no regulations. It's different in every country, every state, every province, but there is no like governing body or something that ensures all nail techs are getting equal education, learning the same things, learning the correct things, which quite honestly is probably why there's so much discourse, misinformation, confusion within the industry and the online communities.
She ends up doing it. She's curing them. It's burning a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. I leave the salon. They look good. Everything's fine.
So the client does experience a little bit of burning, but it's nothing too crazy, she says. And that's honestly probably just due to the flash curing. Like I mentioned, it just doesn't have the power / isn't under the lamp long enough to have any real heat. And then once you put it into the big lamp, the movement is done. It's not going to heat spike. So yeah, I'm just guessing she didn't experience a big heat spike because of the flash curing.
I wake up the next morning and I'm feeling a little itching underneath my nails, which I don't think much about. I'm a little wary, but I'm like, okay, I'll keep an eye on it. It could be anything.
She makes another fair statement in that it wasn't that bad to where she felt like she needed to get medical attention. It wasn't so bad that it was scaring her. It was just weird and she just sort of moved on. That's totally, totally valid. Like quite often as human beings, will experience something and think, oh, I can handle that. That's not that bad. And I'll see if it gets worse tomorrow. If it gets worse tomorrow, I'll do something about it. But the itching under the nails is the first sign that something isn't right. And if you do experience that, just take the product off immediately. It could simply be eczema or psoriasis if that's something that you suffer from. Could just be that. It could be an allergy to an ingredient. It could be an illegal ingredient was used and you are having a reaction to it. Regardless, as soon as you notice this, remove the product.
Then, ironically enough, I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling and I stumble across a video about a Gel X allergy and the dangers of doing Gel X. You can look them up.
So here is where I start to question and side-eye things like a lot. There are 3 things that she says in that tiny, tiny little bit of the clip, and we need to talk about them. So the symptoms that she is talking about, the itchy nails, every single symptom she mentions in this video, even later on, isn't just a symptom of a Gel X allergy or even just a gel allergy. Those are symptoms for every single nail allergy. Every single one. Acrylic, same symptoms. Dip powder, which is also acrylic, same symptoms. Nail glue that you use to put press-ons with, same symptoms. This is not just a Gel X thing, not just a full cover tip thing, not just a gel thing. It's an everything thing. Every single nail product can give you a reaction. Not just Gel X, not just full cover tips, every single one. All of these products contain methacrylates, which is what the allergen is that you're having a reaction to. It is a very well-known, very common, well-documented cause for allergens in the nail world. But it's not just a Gel X allergy. You remember before when I said people just repeat what they heard online and end up spreading misinformation? That's what's happening in this video. Not my video, the little one, the TikTok. That's what's happening. Misinformation is just being spread and spread and spread, because nobody's bothering to Google it or ask a professional. This creator here is repeating the misinformation she heard from that other video, who probably got that information from another creator, who probably got that information from another creator in a video. And that's probably why it became known as a Gel X allergy, because people are doing research on TikTok. Just a little side note, I'm like kind of curious. I'm not a lawyer, obviously, so if you have a legal background, pipe up down below. I'm interested and curious if legal action can be taken against her or other creators like her who are misusing the term Gel X. Because I have to imagine at a certain point, this could negatively affect the Apres brand. So if you are a lawyer or have some sort of legal expertise, sound off down below if you think legal action could be taken and if you think it should be taken. Just an interesting thing that popped into my noodle. So the second part of this little sentence that I want to touch on. The video itself is cut very well. She doesn't cut like it's edited well. Like she doesn't cut her voice off to go on to the next clip. There's like a little bit of space so that you can fully hear everything she's saying. It's a clear video. Everything she's saying is very spoken very clearly, except for this one part.
And the dangers of doing gel X. You can look them up.
The dangers of doing gel, and then it like cuts funny to the next clip. And you don't know if she's saying gel X or gel at home. She could very well be saying gel X, and the video, like if she was filming it on TikTok, maybe she ran out of space and it just automatically cut off. Maybe she did edit it a little bit funny because maybe she made a weird face or something and she wanted to cut it out. Like there's a million reasons she could have cut that one bit weird. But honestly, it seems like she was going to say the dangers of doing gel at home, but realized it doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow her point of view. It doesn't help prove her point in the video. So I think she recorded it, and then as she was putting it together, realized a whole bunch of comments are going to come in and be like, well, you didn't do your nails at home, so this shouldn't be an issue, you know? So I think she cut that off to help validate her point. I'm just speculating. I have no evidence of this. Just as somebody who sometimes makes content and isn't very good at editing, that's what I'm seeing, that she either misspoke or said something that later realized it isn't going to help further her point. That's how I'm seeing this, quite honestly. And this is the only spot where her speech gets cut off. It's not like this is her regular way of editing. And there are a ton of videos out there on why doing gel at home or gel X at home, or there's a ton of at-home DIYers and a ton of at-home warning videos. So that it's not out of the realm that she found, that the video she found that was helping her just happened to be, I did my nails at home and got a gel X allergy, or an allergy. The third thing in this very short sentence that is weird to me is that she doesn't show the video. She doesn't give this other, first, from a creator point of view, she doesn't give this other creator any credit. She doesn't link the video, she doesn't tag the creator, she doesn't green screen it behind her, like even a screenshot of the video or anything. Nothing so we can see who the creator was if we want to try to look it up. There's nothing. I believe she saw a video that helped her in her situation. It helped her realize that she might have an allergy. I believe that 100%. But it is weird that she didn't tag the creator or show the video or somehow reference it. Now, obviously, if you've spent any time on TikTok, you know, it's entirely possible that she saw this video, didn't think anything of it at the time, didn't think to save it or screenshot it or whatever, but she could try looking it up before filming this video. We know what it's like on TikTok when you see something and then you try to look for it again, but she at least knew what the creator looked like to try to look it up. She at least the creator's name was there somewhere. She might not have looked at it, but it was there somewhere. She could have searched, you know, gel X allergy or whatever to try to find the creator. She at least knew what the image that she was looking for in order to give credit and also show more information. And the thing that makes it extra weird that she didn't show the video is because of that cut that we just talked about as well. My theory, again, I have no evidence, I am just speculating. My theory is that the video she found that helped her realize that she had a reaction was a video about doing gel X at home. And she knew if she somehow posted that video, whether it be a screenshot, in the comments, gave the creator credit, whatever, she would get all of those comments again. Yeah, but this video is about doing your nails at home. You didn't do your nails at home. Bop, 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 bop. And then you're going to get that argument. It's going to invalidate her story. It's going to raise questions to the truth of her story. In her mind, I am assuming. I feel like she just didn't want to be called out for going to a salon but using an at-home video to prove her point. Do you know what I mean? Because it would make her video less powerful. She would not have 19 million views on this video if she screenshot and green screened an at-home nail thing behind her when she went to a salon. That whole little bit to me is very, very strange. The whole thing, that whole little thing, that little cut, and the fact that she's not giving us any information about this video that was so helpful to her. It's weird. If you think it's normal, let me know. We're done with that section.
You can look them up.
There is no information about this video except that it was about a Gel X allergy. And she tells viewers to look it up. Go onto TikTok right now and search Gel X allergy. How are you as the viewer supposed to determine which one she was actually referencing? Because every single one of these videos is going to give you slightly different information, and she is not providing us with which video to click on. Just look it up. You can look it up. You can see. Listen, if I were so concerned with the health and safety of other people that I made an entire TikTok about my experience so that you didn't have to go through this experience, I would provide all of my resources. Every piece of information I found would be linked or screenshot or shown to you some way, including this important video that helped me so much. I would be showing you pictures of my fingers, what to look for, what they looked like when I first noticed they were itchy, what they look like now, information from a doctor, in order to provide you with the most accurate information available that I was able to find. Because that's why you made the video, right? To help other people in this situation, to prevent other people from going through this situation. That's why you made this video, right? Not because you thought it would get a good amount of views, right? It was to help people, right? It's just layer on top of layer on top of layer that makes me question this story, that makes me side-eye this video and its truthfulness.
Just cite the sources!
We did it in school. Why did we stop doing it? I already mentioned this, but like, I understand how hard it is when you see something just pop up on your For You page, you watch it, and then you scroll on to the next one, and then you want to go back and reference that first video that you saw, and it's really hard to do. Like, I understand how hard it is to do that on TikTok, which, side note, is one of the reasons you should not be getting your information just from TikTok. Use your critical thinking skills, use your Googling skills. You see a video, you think, oh, that's interesting information, and you look it up. So I understand how hard it can be to find the TikTok that you've already watched. But she told us to look it up, leading me to believe she's looked it up and it's readily available. And again, I already mentioned this, I know, but how would we know what video in this big list of Gel X allergy videos, how would we know which one she's talking about? We have no idea which one she's referencing. No idea. And I think that's the point. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. Sorry.
But essentially, they're like, if you're feeling any of these symptoms, you need to go get them removed immediately.
So the video that she saw, that she refuses to share with us, does recommend having the product removed off of your nails if you experience it, any of these symptoms, burning, itching, whatever. And yes, 100%, if you experience any of those symptoms, remove the product. It doesn't matter if it's Gel X, it doesn't matter if it's an off-brand Amazon kit, it doesn't matter if it's acrylic, dip powder, gel polish, it doesn't matter. If you feel those symptoms, take it off.
So immediately I go to the nail salon. This is the next day. I ask kindly for them to remove them. I just said, I'm feeling a little burning underneath and I just want to be safe and careful.
So she goes to the same salon, she had them put on, and asks, in her words, nice and kindly for them to be removed. The fact that she put, I asked nicely for them to be removed, leads me to believe if she's trying to believe that herself. Again, I'm taking her at face value, but the fact that she added, and I kindly asked them to remove it, that was a weird addition to the story.
Carol, what about Carol?
Guillermo didn't kill her.
Why would you phrase it like that?
Making me think, were you kind to them? Or does this just help further your narrative? We don't know, and we never will know. I just wanted to put that out there. It was a weird thing to state, because like, it's assumed you would be kind to them. Anyway, but it was smart for her to go and have them removed, regardless of if she was kind or not. It was smart for her to have them removed. She chose to go to the same salon, which honestly intrigues me. If I went to a salon and had a strange reaction like this, I probably wouldn't go back. I would probably go find another tech or another salon who could check out my nails, remove the product, and like kind of do like a second opinion sort of thing. Like, what do you think happened? But I also don't think I would go back because I don't think I would trust the first salon to safely remove the product. That would be my biggest concern. Is like, you were nervous putting on the product. I now have this reaction. I'm not trusting you to take it off. But that being said, I could also definitely see somebody who in the past has absolutely trusted this salon and who kind of wants to like show them what they did wrong. Like, you did this wrong, you need to fix it. I totally understand that point of view. I just don't think I would do that. I also totally understand going back to the original salon because they should not charge you to remove those nails. You should be able to walk in and say, I'm having a reaction, you need to take these off, and they should not charge you. However, if you did go to a different salon, they might charge you. Because they weren't the ones who put them on, they weren't the ones who made the mistake, they probably would charge you to take them off. So, I mean, those are kind of the choices you have. It's not bad that she went back to the first salon. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't think I would have done it, but I know a lot of people who would go back to that salon to be like, you did this wrong, fix it. Which is why I am also questioning that she kindly asked, and specifically added kindly asked. I kind of wonder if she just walked in and said,
something's wrong, fix my nails, they're burning, I have an allergy, take them off, I saw it on TikTok.
Sorry, I'm being really petty. Also, the text on the screen as she's telling this portion of her story, when I came to get them removed, every nail technician in the place was acting super weird and stopping by to look at my nails. I can understand from a customer point of view that would be a little bit strange and like maybe it would seem like a red flag, but honestly, from an industry point of view, I don't want to say most, but I feel like a lot of techs could go their entire career and never see a reaction or an allergy like this. So it's entirely possible that these techs were walking by because you have something that they can learn from. They can look at your fingertips and be like, oh, that's what it looks like. Now I understand. Or whatever. They're learning something by walking by and looking. Also, kind of like, you know, a car crash or something. You kind of just want to see what's going on. Like, ooh, that's gross. Let me look. That could be the situation too. Or even like, ooh, my coworker fucked up. Let's see the tea. There are a ton of reasons that every single nail tech in the place, which I think is an exaggeration, was walking by and looking at her hands, looking at the table. I don't think there was any malice behind why they were doing that. I also did just want to mention quickly that if this allergy or this reaction was something that happened often at this nail salon, they wouldn't be walking up to her desk and looking at it. They would just be going on as if everything was normal. So the fact that they are coming up and looking at your nails, to me, says that maybe this doesn't happen all the time.
24 hours later, my cuticles are pink and swollen. They're pussing. My nails are peeling off, ripping off. They're disgusting. It's been like 2 weeks now, and they're getting a little bit better. I've been putting like antibacterial cream on them, but I mean...
And the text on the screen as she is saying this is, going to spare you the details, but look up Gel X Allergy if you want to see what it looks like. So again, I think it is incredibly strange that she did not have any photos or videos of her fingers or her hands. I think it's weird that she didn't even show them to the camera quickly. It's weird. She didn't have any photos of what they looked like. None. She didn't document it at all. In 2023. That's weird, right? We literally document everything these days. Especially since it was health-related, photos are the easiest way to document what is going on. Whether to make sure that it's getting better day by day, you take a photo of it day by day, or in case you need to go seek medical attention, you have a photo of what it's looked like every single day for diagnosis purposes. Track the healing process. And if you need to take legal action, like photos and videos are the easiest way to do that. You didn't take any photos of your reaction on your nails. None. Not a single one. And also, to my knowledge, she did not seek medical attention, so she doesn't actually know for certain this was an allergy. This is all just her assuming. And just from like a content creation perspective, it's weird to make a warning video, but not provide any evidence of what this warning is about. Like, without actually showing people what you're warning them of. It's weird to me to put that onto the viewer. And the lack of like photographic evidence or like something from a doctor, the lack of those two things really makes me side-eye this entire video. It makes me question the validity of exactly what happened. And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not saying she's making this up. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I think she's leaving something out of her story / we don't know what the other side of the story is, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. She doesn't want to show us, I guess she doesn't want to have to put a content warning up, like, hey, warning in 3, 2, 1, ugly fingers. I don't know. So she doesn't want to show us pictures, and she's trying to make it seem like she's doing the viewers a favor by not showing us pictures or videos of what her fingers look like. So it's been 2 weeks. They're getting a little bit better. If they're still bad enough that you don't want to show us what your fingers look like, you should have gotten medical attention. If they are that bad. And if they are healing, then why won't you show us? She keeps bringing her hands up like, but she's not actually showing us what her hands currently look like. Claiming that it's disgusting and it's so gross. She doesn't want to show anybody what they look like. It's possible she's embarrassed by them, but again, you're making a warning video specifically about this situation that occurred to you. You have to show people what you're warning them of. It's just weird to me that you would make a video warning people about this and then not show us what you're talking about, not showing the viewers any evidence of what happened, not showing anybody what happened to you specifically, because every single person is different. So even though you said, go look up gel allergy, what you experienced could be different from what we're seeing on these other pictures. It's weird to make a warning video and then not show people what you're warning them of. It's clickbaity in my opinion. So like I mentioned, she claims they're getting a little bit better and she's been putting antibacterial cream on them. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But if it was an allergy, like she's claiming, you need an antihistamine. Antibacterial cream is not doing anything. Like, I don't know. Try popping a Benadryl, dude, honestly. That might help. Probably better than the antibacterial cream you're putting on. I mean, is that going to help prevent bacteria from getting in any open wounds around the nails? Yes, but it's not going to bring down any allergic reaction whatsoever. You need an antihistamine. So ideally, she would have gotten medical attention the day after getting them removed, the day that they were swollen and pussy. She really should have gotten medical attention. I am fully aware that healthcare on this planet is a privilege. So in that respect, I understand why she didn't seek medical attention. If you have the ability, if you have the access, go to the doctor, go to a walk-in clinic, go to the emergency room. They will be able to give you something to get rid of, not get rid of the allergy, but at least bring down the symptoms of the allergy.
The reaction that I've had, and from what I've read, this is like a lifelong thing. Now I probably can't get my nails done and it could affect other things. It's crazy.
So she's worried she might have a lifelong allergy and she'll never be able to get her nails done again. That's absolutely entirely possible. Some people who have reactions like this, who end up with allergies and contact dermatitis, are never able to get their nails done again without having a reaction. Some people have had to play around with the different products they use. The different levels of methacrylate in the different products have different reactions to certain people. Some people can't use gels, they can only use acrylic. Some people can only use acrylic, not gels. Some people have no problem using nail glue, but they can't use other products. Some people can't use nail glue, but they can use other products. So it's possible that she's going to have a lifelong allergy. It's also possible she might only have an allergy to one kind of product. It's also possible this wasn't an allergy at all because she didn't go to a doctor, so we don't actually know. It's also possible that it was an allergy and she'll be fine in a couple months. But if she went to a doctor, she would have more information for herself and more information to provide to her viewers. But she didn't. So we don't even know that in fact it was an allergy. We don't even know if they used actual Gel X. There is a lot of unknowns in this warning video.
This is like really concerning, and quite frankly, I don't even think it should be allowed, but
First of all, there are a ton of products that are allowed to be used in the beauty world, outside of the beauty, like in every industry. There are products that are considered unsafe if used incorrectly, which is why reputable professionals within these industries generally have extensive training to use these products safely. They understand how and why a product does what it does. and they understand how this product can become dangerous, how to prevent it from becoming unsafe, and what to do if it does become unsafe. A lot of hair treatments are done with dangerous ingredients, but we don't blame the product if something goes wrong. It generally falls on the hairstylist or the salon for not having the proper training or education to be able to use that product safely on your client. Being improperly or undereducated and not fully understanding how to use these products are what causes situations like this, not necessarily the products themselves, especially if it's a well-known, reputable pro brand like Après. Also, side note, when I say undereducated, I don't mean like dumb or that they didn't go to nail school or they are less than. I'm talking educating themselves on their own time, reading articles written by industry professionals and cosmetic chemists, taking courses on new techniques and new products, and staying up to date on things within the industry. That's what I mean when I say undereducated, that they don't do those things. Second of all, remember that pin we put over there at the beginning? Okay, take that pin out because we got to talk about that. So it's entirely possible that they used cheap, inexpensive products from Amazon or like drop shipped from AliExpress or something like that. And it is entirely possible that the ingredients in those products are not safe or even legal to be in cosmetics. These drop-shipped random Amazon seller products don't seem to go through the same rigorous FDA testing that reputable pro brands have to go through. And while it's a nice thought that everything on the market for sale has been approved and is safe to use for anybody, unfortunately, especially in today's global internet age, it is not the case at all. Obviously, those kind of products are not allowed. But unfortunately, techs who are undereducated, unaware, or unable to purchase pro brands may purchase products like these without even realizing that they are unsafe or dangerous. And cheap salon owners will always put profits over health and safety and laws, and the symptoms of an allergy can actually be very similar to the reaction of illegal products. I truly wouldn't be surprised if the owner was just constantly being asked if they offered Gel X, or they saw how popular Gel X was becoming online and thought, hey, I'm going to add that to my menu to increase traffic, got the cheapest products available in order to keep profit margins high, and probably did not train the staff properly. And all of those things should not be allowed. Also, making money off of spreading misinformation shouldn't be allowed, but here we are again, debunking another TikTok with millions of views.
If I had known what would happen and the dangers of it, I never would have done it. So I just hope that this helps someone.
That's hindsight. If I knew it wasn't going to happen, I wouldn't have done it. No kidding. I do, all jokes aside, I do understand what she is saying though, that if she knew all of the correct information as a consumer, she may have made a different choice. Which is exactly why I make videos like this, to give you as much information as possible, so you can feel confident making safe, informed decisions. Okay, so let's wrap this up. I am genuinely concerned for this person's fingers. I really hope she's okay and does not have an allergy for the rest of her life. I also believe deep down in my core that this was a cheap, possibly illegal, bad product. Of course, I have no proof of that. This is just what I think. In my core, that's how I feel. And this warning video, in my opinion, is clickbait. A true warning video, a good warning video, would have examples of what happened, of why this is a warning. Photos, videos, a prescription, something from a medical doctor or a medical expert. And it would provide sources cited in a way so that viewers could easily continue doing their own research. This video, in my opinion, was a story time about her bad experience, which is totally valid. I would probably want to tell people what happened to me too, if this happened to me. But anybody who's around on the internet any length of time knows storytime videos do not get the same numbers as something that incites fear. And on that note, my friends, this is the end of my 8-page script. That means the video is done. Leave me a comment down below about this viral video. Do you feel like something is also off? Did it possibly scare you out of getting your nails done? If so, I hope I remedied that for you. You should not be scared. Just go to a reputable tech. And don't forget, if you did like this video, if you found it helpful or informative or entertaining or all of the above, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe for free if you like informative nail content. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!